I, like many others, have raved about the Fuji X100V. But the last video I did, the main video I did on that camera, it was a review unit, it wasn't mine, I had to send it back. So back in March, I put my money where my mouth is. I bought one with my own money. So today let's talk about what it's been like owning the Fuji X100V for the last 6 months. And not only was this my first time in Portugal, but it was my first time in Europe, period. My mind and eyes were blown. Just strolling the streets in Lisbon, it was very apparent that this place has been marinating in its culture for just so much longer than back home. And it shows in everything, you know, the people, the streets, the buildings, the food, just the overall energy. Everything there seemed effortless. Which brings me back to the Fuji. You know, with my recipe dialed in, I had no real decisions to make or choices when it comes to focal length or post-processing. What you see is what you get. Everything felt more natural. It felt like I was capturing Portugal creatively, but also honestly for what it was. And this stripped down version of photography is what I'm enjoying most about the X100V. And hey, I love new gear just as much as the next guy, but there's something about going back to basics that helps clean out the creative cobwebs. It keeps you sharp. I think it's pretty universal with anything, not just photography. You know, you put away all the distractions and get back to the craft.
I love creating digitally because the possibilities are endless compared to, you know, sketching in my sketchbook. But with endless possibilities, there's also endless pressure. And I think removing that sometimes is also great.
Matt's made a few appearances on this channel before. He's a super talented character designer, very accomplished, works on TV shows. He used to live nearby, but now he's a ferry ride away. So I went to go see him to chat about his sketchbooks because I've always been fascinated with them.
We gotta be careful today because every time we shoot something bad happens.
Yeah, so sketching for me in public, I am not trying to impress anyone. I'm not trying to get a job with this. This is something I do that's very meditative, and it's my way of retracting from what the industry makes me do day in, day out, which is that kind of pursuit of perfection.
Like the funnier looking people are easier to draw because I turn into like cartoon mode. Like I make interesting shapes, but the more attractive you are, it's harder to draw that in a fun way.
So what was it that you wanted him to do?
Draw a girlfriend who's we're celebrating her bachelorette.
Matt's working now.
Who are you guys?
Who are you guys?
Tell me a little bit more about you. Before I spill my insides.
Got the eyebrows.
I do. I have to do a tattoo on someone. Is your fiance gonna be Matt?
Nope.
Recorded, so it's
I'm not.
Haley Flower, perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
You should have a healthy balance of kind of what you do professionally versus how you sketch. I think it's important. You need to bring your own voice to anything you do professionally, and when you sketch for yourself, you're speaking your own voice. You're not trying to appease anyone. You're not working under an art director.
That Fuji is like Matt's sketchbook. You know, for his work, for his character design work, he's using like big tablets and his Mac and all that stuff. But here you're stripping all the gear away and bringing illustration down to its just basic fundamentals. So with the X100V, it's not about what the camera does, but it's what it inspires you to do. And I know that sounds kind of nauseating and gross. Even just when I wrote it, I'm like, yeah, but it's true. It really is. Do you remember when you got your first camera? You know, when you first started this crazy hobby before it spiraled out of control and took your wallet hostage along the way? Before the nifty 50 and the, you know, full frame and all that stuff, like before you went down that rabbit hole, in the very beginning when you had your camera, and there's this awe where everywhere you look, you're just trying to see what you can capture. That initial sense of joy before you're corrupted by all the marketing and YouTube videos, like this one. That's what the Fuji X100V is, every day.